Hello, welcome back. If you've been here before, hello again. If not, nice to see you. Let's not cut the top of my head off. Right, what we've got today? Well, I think hopefully the title helps with what we've got today. But I've got a new parcel from eBay with something to fix. So let's take a look. Hello Oblong Life. Yes, messages are coming through loud and clear where I want them to come through now, so hopefully I'm going to be able to see them and answer you and reply to everybody's questions. Let's take a look at this box sitting on my desk, and I'm going to say the choice of packaging does not fill me with confidence. Let's just hope that this box isn't filled with what the content is normally filled with. That's all I'm going to say there, because size 6 nappies, nice. How do you size a nappy anyway? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's open this box and take a look. It's quite a big box actually, quite close to the camera. Once we've got it out of the box, things should improve. Am I heard? Yes, looks like audio's going out. I nearly made a faux pas there of starting the stream with the microphone turned off. So that would have been a good start. This box is full of plastic. Nice lot of rubbish to throw out. Anyway, let's put that lot down there. Try not to step on it. Oh. Let's take a look at this. Now, I was doing a little bit of research, not with regarding this particular radio, because I'm hoping to find out what I need to know about this radio as I look at it, but I was looking into medium wave transmissions, and is there still medium wave transmissions? And I'm reliably informed from a radio club colleague that yes, there are still medium wave transmissions. I have to admit I haven't listened to medium wave for a long time. Load of glitter falling out of that box, but a very dirty clock radio. Now, the radio bit looks a bit wonky. It's not fixed together too well. Now, that either left the person I bought this off of looking like that, or it's happened on the way. Now, oh, numbers are changing themselves. Let's give this a bit of a wipe over before I make myself too dirty with it, because I'm wondering, do I just plug this in and see what it does? What do you think? That's going to need some magic on it to clean that up. Toothpaste? Maybe, if we get it working. I'm a bit worried about the fact that this isn't closed properly. Just taking a look, see if I can see what screws are in there and if I've got a screwdriver long enough. Made in Hong Kong. Yeah, I was also looking up some facts about the actual radio on Groundhog Day, and what is that stuck to the plug? God knows. I think what I might do, where's my screwdriver, is just check there's a fuse in there. Where's the top gone? Flat. Let's use the flat piece. Got loads of screwdrivers over there, but yeah, I'm going to just check. I'm going to open the plug and have a look, because I might remove that joint, because I think that is a joint. Thanks for spotting that, Oblong Life. I was going to open the plug to see what it was fused at. I suspect, like every plug ever made in the UK that's fused, it's got 13 amp in it, but let's take a look. No, 3 amp. I'm pleasantly surprised. I suppose as we've got that open, we could check that. Oh yeah, it is a 13 amp. That's what I was expecting actually, they're always 13 amp, aren't they? Round foil. Right, we know that's got a good fuse even if it is 13 amps. We'll talk about electrical safety with 220, 240 volt appliances shortly. I don't see anything particular there other than that joint to worry about. So let's take a look at what's going on with this joint here. Professionally done. I think what I might do is just oh dear, oh dearie me. And people wonder why their houses catch fire. Yeah, not how you extend a lead. I think what I'll do is I'll take that plug off and reaffix it on the other end. So anybody that's never seen a UK plug fitting, you get to see that now. So in the UK, if we don't have an earth, it means that the appliance is double insulated. So it's going to be made of plastic and there is no direct connection to any of the live inside that case. Let's remove this plug. Can you see what's wrong with that oblong life? That's the live terminal. That's the neutral terminal. Live being brown on the mains wiring in the UK, blue being neutral. So the plug's also wired up the long way around. Which it worked, but the fuse is doing nothing. Fuse wouldn't have blown. Right, let's throw that bit of wire away. Where's my little cutter's gone? There we are. I know this seems all a little bit over the top for something I've just took out of the box, but 240 volts stings. 240 volts kills very easily, so let's take no chances, eh? So, second viewer just come online. Thanks for joining. Hope you're going to find some of this interesting. Please do share your thoughts with anything I'm doing here. I am wondering what that is stuck to this plug as well. So we can see in there, there's an L and an N and an E for earth. There's no earth on this appliance. I was taught how to wire up a plug before I left school. Probably one of the first things I learnt. One of the things I learnt when you wire up a plug is to get the insulation right up to the terminal. And the other thing is, wrap the wire in the direction that you're going to do up the terminal, because then it pulls the wire in rather than pushing it out. Right, let's cable clamp on. In the UK now, everything you'll buy will have a pre-moulded plug, which you can't get into. All you can do is change the fuses, so all this wiring is done for you. But once upon a time, we used to sell appliances in the UK without the plugs on, just a bare wire, and you'd have to wire on the plug yourself. That's the first thing you did. I don't know exactly when that changed. That clamp doesn't really go tight enough. Right. Happy with that. Let's plug this in, and if I disappear it means the house strip's gone. Yeah. We have a light on. Don't know if you can see that. There's a light on in there. Got a messy desk. What have we got on? Tuning. Yeah, that's not working properly. It did say there was a knob missing. I don't know what that knob does. Is that the volume? Or does that change the time? Hello? I think that radio does work. I just think there's something going on with the tuning. Clock's not doing anything though. How do you set the clock? I reckon that dial is for setting the clock. Yeah. Time set, time adjust. So there is a knob missing. I knew there was a knob missing. It said there was a knob missing. Volume pot needs cleaning. Medium wave. I just think this has got some very dirty pots inside it. Let's take it apart and have a look. Right. First thing to do when working on anything is to unpower it. Take the plug out. So plug out the wall. Let's work out how this comes apart. I think I may need a long screwdriver. One, two, three, 4 screws in there. One missing. Don't know what those 3 are for. And that one. I'd say you're not far off with 1975. So this one's branded Domico. Layout is very, very similar to the one in Groundhog Day, but the one in Groundhog Day was a Panasonic, and I'm sure that was product placement. I wonder how many radios they got through in Groundhog Day. I couldn't find the answer to that, but I didn't spend ages looking. Right, I need a different screwdriver. That one should do the job. Sorry about the squeaky wheels on my chair. Let's get these screws out. I won't be getting that one out. That one's pulled through. Do we have loose screws? Right, we'll get this open. I'm going to just say one more safety precaution on mains powered devices, that even if they're unpowered from the wall, there are capacitors inside here that can store voltage for quite a bit longer, or a bit of time after you've took the power out. I'm going to guess these three need to come out as well. Something fell on the floor. I'll never see that again. Oh my god. Based on how the circuit board's made, this could be before 1975. This is old. Okay, so those three screws hold the clock mechanism in, so I didn't need to take them out. But now I've got it out. What does this bit do? Never had one of these apart before, so this is all new to me. How do you set? Is that the alarm? How do you set the alarm? Curious. I'll have a look at the electronics in that. I'm fascinated by the clock. Look how dirty it is. Japan rhythm. So that clock mechanism was made in Japan. Looks in pretty good condition. Ah, I see. Got a double dial. Then you've got an outer dial for setting the time. Do you have to spin that all the way around? Don't think that's working. Ah, it changed. So you've got to spin this all the way around to the right time. I'm more concerned about the clock mechanism than I am about the electronics at the moment, because it may be that this radio will get swapped for something. Oh, I see. Gravity. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Flip. That went from 12 till 2. Right. I think you're right. I think that will work. I think I'm gonna put the screws back in there. Can I? I'm gonna unsolder that top a minute because it's gonna get in my way. There's no lovely connectors to pull off. I need to see what's going on with this radio. I think, other than the fact that it's been very, very dirty, and there being a little bit of broken plastic, I think the main issue with this is the tuning. Now, string looks to be connected, so I'm just waiting for the soldering iron to warm up. I'm going to take that those wires off. Now that gives it an idea of how old it is as well, because that's definitely leaded solder. It just melts quicker. Nobody seems to care what the plus and minus is of the speaker. I suppose it doesn't really matter if you've got one. Let's pop that out of the way a minute, because there's nothing interesting on the top of there other than a speaker. Where did that screw come from? So what have we got in here? I think it might be worth. Yeah. Let's fix that clock module back in for a minute. So we don't break it. Or wait until it's the right time and then switch it on. Well, you could just leave it not plugged in, it'd be right twice a day, wouldn't it? Oh, actually, it's got PM on it, so it'd only be right once a day. So I'll get these screws back in. And then we'll see if we can do something with that radio module. Stay on my desk. It's got years worth of fluff in it. Right. How many screws hold this in? Definitely one there, which I'm going to take out. I'm thinking this comes out as one whole piece. Screw that. Screw there. Which is tricky to get to. So put some light over here. Front comes off. I wonder what that bit's for. Ah, another screw. Right. What is written on that IC? LM. LM386N. The main issue with this radio is that volume pop. I think it's just filthy. Isopropyl alcohol. Let that soak in. Right, what's going on with this tuning? Nothing seems to work now. I've taken it out. So that string was caught up somewhere. Chip was first released in 1983. Thanks for looking that up, Bob Long Life. So it's not as old as we thought it was. An early 80s radio. Surprised it didn't have FM then. Just medium wave and long wave. That tuning dial works now. I think I'm just going to give this a quick clean up. And then I'll give my desk a quick clean up. And we'll see if we can make any noise out of that. Take these switch covers off. It's a fairly simple radio. Not a lot going on in there. One of the first, when I did my electronics apprenticeship, we made a radio, and it didn't have many less components than this has got. So these are capacitors, and they can store charges. So be careful. Got a 10 volt capacitor there, so that's not going to hurt you too much. In fact, let's have a look, see how this runs. Just letting some of that isopropyl alcohol soak into those switches. So on the clock there's a transformer that says 240 volts 50 hertz. 50 hertz being important for the timekeeping. It will use the 50 hertz cycle on the mains to keep time. So an American model would have been a 60 hertz. Not sure about other countries around the world. I think Japan is that chip £1.18 for 20 of long life. I'm not going to go too mad cleaning this up because I want to see if it actually does anything first. Op amp. So that's the bit that drives the speaker. I like all this looking up for me. Let's do those up. It's pretty clean in here though, to be fair to it, considering it's what, that's a link to the spec sheet, is it, for that little op amp? Yeah, the LM386, I've definitely heard of an LM386. Now you mention it's an op amp. I think that was a fairly standard low end 8-pin op amp. Probably driving what, 1.5 watts if that into a speaker. Well, not even that, because the speaker's rated for half a watt, like that. 8 ohm, half a watt. I think I'm gonna get my hot air blower out and dry this off before I power it up again. And we'll solder that speaker back on and see what's going on. We'll grab my hot air gun, hidden behind the screen. Switch that on. 700 milliwatts. Well, they could probably tweak that with a capacitor or component somewhere. What have we got this set to? 99%. Turn the temperature right down. Just want to dry this off. I do have some proper switch cleaner over there in the cupboard somewhere. So if the isopropyl alcohol hasn't done anything, we'll get some switch cleaner in it in a minute. But based on the first power up, I think it's just switches. Get a bit more heat. Okay. see any rectifier circuits on this radio. Got a transformer. Feeds into there. And then we've got a tap on those black leads. We must have some sort of diode somewhere. Yeah, there's a couple of diodes and capacitors over there, so fairly crude rectifier circuit. So just DC getting into that radio. Low voltage DC. So all the danger's in the clock. Oh, 1969. Let's have a look, see if there's any other clues on how old this is. What we got written on here? So the clock module is a A7029-100, made in Japan. Look at the motor. Can't see inside there, I'm afraid. There wasn't anything written on the bottom of it. No dates on this. No QC stickers or anything inside it. It does have a printed circuit board. Single-sided. I can't find anything to give me an indicator of a date. Maybe the name of it, the Domico digital clock radio. When did that see the light of day? Let's give this another bash, shall we? No space on my desk. What I'm going to do is keep the high voltages over there. Solder that wire back on. Definitely leaded solder that. Right, what have we got? Can't remember what the buttons do. We've got right tune in, AM FM, auto off on. Something like that, does it? think all we're doing is picking up interference. It's that way. Medium wave. Let's turn you off a minute. Fluorescent or LED light noise. It does sound like that, doesn't it? Now, I've got two fluorescent lights here. It's going to go dark at the minute, people. Volume control doesn't do anything. I think that pot is still. It's being overwhelmed by something, isn't it? Is the clock working? Time is 2:06 on the clock. Will it change? It's interesting, isn't it? Right. Well, I'm waiting to see if that clock flicks over. Oh, this is plugged in, so deadly voltages on there. Been a minute yet. Don't think that clock's going to change. Guessing that's just a little switch that when it gets to the set time, which I'm guessing is set by this dial, turns the radio on. Ah, 2:07. I didn't see it change. Let's ramble on. It did change though, didn't it? Oh, I'm sure it said 2:06. Keep an eye on the clock for me. Did see it change? Didn't see it change. I don't think it likes being in that. I think it likes to be setting up. Are you going to change? So when I was playing about a bit there definitely is something tuning in, so the radio does seem to work. See, it does try to change, but it has to be sitting flat on the table to change. God. Imagine having to get something dead level for it to work. Anybody know what that's like? So the clock does seem to work. I'm pleased about that. What's going on with this radio? Yeah, you knew what I was referencing, didn't you, Oblong Life? Does sound like it's picking something up that it shouldn't be, and I suspect that is one of the big issues with medium wave radios. Let's power it off. We'll have a look, see if we can see any bad joints. With a radio this old, I should imagine the capacitors could do with being changed, although none of them look bad. None of them look swollen. None of them look like they're about to explode. Fuse in there's intact. What does the switch do? I wonder. I think we'll look at it. Well, it's wired to something, but volume's not going up and down, is it? The alarm, it's got 3 settings on here. You can see auto, off and on. So I had that in the on button when it was making all the noise. The switch, alarm on and off. I think you could be right, as it says alarm there, and that's the dial I'm playing with. You had one of these, Oblong Life. So in auto, I guess it turns the radio on and off depending on what you've set the time on the clock. And on's just manual mode, which is what I had it in. Oh, you don't reckon that horrible noise is just the alarm, do you? Like the old Binatone clock radios used to make a god-awful din if you didn't have them on radio and just had them on alarm. I think this is just a clock radio though. I think I need to measure to see what that volume pot's doing, because I don't think it's doing anything. So let's see if it's varying. What have we got on here? One. Interesting actually. Why has it got so many wires? I suppose they're the switch terminals. Let's get some meterage on it and see what's going on. That's the switch contact there, opening and closing, which is connected to that wire and that wire. So that's open. Take my glasses off. Let's have a closer look at what's going on in here. Shall we get closer up to that? Let's get some close-up action going. Let's just change my lens over here so we can get a bit closer. Look after your lenses, right. Taking a look at this switch. So we've got this switch opens and closes like that. This little wiper there that lifts this up and down, and it's making this contact. And there's a wire soldered here, and there's a wire soldered here. So it looks to me as if that switch connects these two wires, and it doesn't appear to. So if I put the meter probes here and there, got continuity, and if I put the meter probe here on top of where the wiper is and that wire, I've got continuity. The switch I can see is open. We've got nothing. The switch is now closed. And those two should be connected. So that wasn't making contact until I've just given it a helping hand. Right. I wonder if that switch now making contact makes any difference to the bracket it makes.
He unilaterally shielded a group of political cronies from the scales of justice.
And
yet another dangerous and unreversible
we have a working radio. So that racket, I think, is the noise it makes if you set it to alarm. Jeez, that would wake me up. So we need some contact cleaner on these. The ears haven't been. I mean, the ears are never nice to these potentiometers. They just get dirty and make a noise.
We are in Western Abbey today, where this band is from.
Oh, and now the switch isn't making contact again. And there it is. I was trying to not get.
And Saul, oh my God, substitution. You know, how many times he did well? The only thing he did bad was against Manchester United, where I thought he could have put Trent Alexander-Arnold off before all the goals Manchester United.
So that's medium wave. Can we get anything on long wave? Surprised this doesn't have any external aerial input either. Just got the coils inside. So, things this radio needs. I need to clean that contact up. I need to clean that pot up a bit more. The case needs cleaning. I think I'll pull everything out of it, and I need to work out how to make a new button to set the time, which may be a 3D printed jobby. But it's
So there we are. Thanks to Frank LaBeouf there, courtesy of our good friends at Tool Station, and in the same slot.
who would want that noise waking them up in the morning? Mind you, I've got some kids who that still wouldn't wake up. That's noise interference. I'll find some proper switch cleaner. That's the screw that got pulled through the case. So we've got a broken piece of plastic there that the switch has pulled through. Other than that, all looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give that switch a bit more of a clean, if I can. Don't know if you can hear the dog. Don't upset the dog, he's a big dog. He's just seen the cat go out. Let's get something sharp on those contacts and give them a clean. Unlike cleaning the points of an old car, the contacts get corroded and the car won't start. Just going to scrape the edges of those contacts. We'll see if that's any more reliable. So I think this one's worth saving. I think it's worth giving it a clean up. Fixing the little bits and pieces that are broken on it, letting it live another day, even if it's just a collectible and it doesn't wake anybody up. Get that off. Don't really want to pull that knob off because I don't want to risk breaking it, because I'd imagine this plastic is pretty delicate. What we really need to do is to try and get some of that inside. It's pretty. Pretty closed up. I won't need to leave that to soak overnight in a bit of switch cleaner. Right, where did that go? clear some of these tools out of the way. What I'm going to try and do is put this back together. We'll see if the timer works. We'll see if the timer works on this radio once I've got it back together, see if it switches the radio on or off. See how good it does keep time. And then I need to work out how exactly that I'm fascinated by that clock. Let's get that in. Stop faffing around. Let's switch cameras again. The other lens set up as a focus, as a close-up lens, which we haven't really needed. Let's get this back together. Screw there, screw there, screw there. Screw there. I can find get them in. Let's get the awkward ones in first. Oh no! Dropped it. Right, where's my I don't keep my screwdrivers magnetised necessarily, but what I do is keep some magnets at hand. You stick a magnet on your screwdriver, makes the screwdriver magnetic. That's for this particular requirement is useful, because that's awkward down there. Not quite in the right place. Right screw. Don't think that's the right screw. How many screws did we have? 1, 2, 3. Right, these are metal posts, so those screws go in the metal posts. So it's these 4 screws I need. One in that. Don't do them up all the way. One in that. See? Looks like we used the right screw. One in that. Where's the other one? Over there. I'll check this tunes once I've done these screws up, because it certainly wasn't tuning when it was in the screwed up, was it? I think that's rubbing on the front. Seems happy now, doesn't it? Right, I've got to go and answer the door. I'll be right back. Right, where was we? Yes, testing this clock. Switch is not happy, is it? Let's have a look at that spring. Medium wave.
No, he's already signed because we're still in the group stage. He's not available in the knockout stage in the Champions League. If, of course, PSG get there,
What's changing?
such a huge game that against Manchester City. I expect most people to be some cannon for that Anfield at the moment, despite the fact they've had that little stutter in the league. We'll complete a sequence of 20 games
So,
at the weekend.
how do we set the time? That sets the alarm, I think. Don't suppose it matters how you set the time, does it? What is the time? 15, 3. Three what? 3:15. Oh no! Gone too far. Don't know how you get that number level. Right, we're going to have to accept that that's close enough. How do we set the on off auto? Right, let's put that on auto.
Get on your plane. Dortmund struggling at the moment.
Talk sport. That came on. So I just turned the alarm thing around to the time that the clock set to and it came on. So it works as a clock radio too. Excellent.
Third successive defeat since they come back from winter break, and so they did that sort of dash to get in Sancho on loan, which is why they took
how do you turn it off then?
Only for a short term, for a good time, not for a long time. Premier League again.
You have to remember to switch it on and off. Yeah, there's a micro switch on top. It's there.
getting back into decent sort of form.
Maybe it only runs for so long.
Or again, Dortmund
I wonder
get
how
this
long the
guy
radio
to-
stays on for.
and if he can help them in the short term, because they have looked all over the place. But he might be under a new coach, as you say, new shutting under severe pressure, likely to go in the next week or two. But the news we get today is it won't be.
Right, I think that deserves a little bit more work, cleaning it up. I'm going to put it back together.
Thank you, guys.
Here we are, this delay, wasn't it? Andy Russell live from the airport, jetting off to Istanbul. Yeah, a busy week of Champions League. Tomorrow evening, Monaco versus Villa. Before that, in the Premier League, still one to go, Chelsea Wolves. And we've got a little bit of a bet builder coming up on the... We'll bring you that. And some memories of
Middle is off. Yeah, I think once the clock's moved on, I wonder if it stays on.
the trade card app.
It's got like a preset an hour or half an hour. Like you say, or 15 minutes and then it goes off automatically.
It's free to join the tool station. To all, shop, save and win with Tool Station. Terms and conditions apply. At BetMGM, we know how to put on a show. So we don't just
Gotta say,
we do golden offers like this.
old electronics is pretty reliable, isn't it? And repairable. Let's get that back together. Give it a light clean. What's that got on it? It is fixed, but I think I'm going to make it just a bit nicer by I think what I might do is just strip it down completely and put all the plastic in the sonic cleaner, because it's a bit manky inside. See if I can get some switch cleaner soaked into that volume pot overnight to improve the switch contacts. Well, I'll say the other switch contacts seem to be working fine. So this was the bit where I think it was interfering with the tuning. I don't think that was in there properly. In fact, I think I'm going to regret screwing that back in before putting that in. Can we get that in? Yeah. Looks straight now. It didn't look straight to me before. It seems to tune now. Nice mechanical tuning. Now does this go back on? Does this go back on nicely? Because it wasn't on there nicely. Yeah, it's got the buttons missing for setting the time. Doesn't line up. Why doesn't that line up? In the wrong place, that's right. That's better. Seems to fit together with no gaps. And 4 screws. I'll pop one in the middle. That's the one that fell through. I'm going to put one in each corner. Just hold it together. It's back together. What do you reckon?
Trump, if he takes that action, incoming Vice President J.D. Vance has indicated that there may be more of a case-by-case basis.
So what do you reckon, Oblong Life, on the front of that? Bit of toothpaste. It's just stained, it's not scratched. I might try a bit of toothpaste on that, see if we can shine that up a bit. It's just got some horrible marks on it. And the case is extremely yellow. It could be retro brighted, but I don't think I'll bother. I think the yellowing actually adds to its character. It's not a young radio. I'm gonna guess Domico medium wave long wave radio. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it all apart and I'll put the plastic in the ultrasonic cleaner and see how it cleans, just to get all the dirt off. And I think I'll leave it in it with its yellow colour. I mean, we can see around here, if I can get that to the camera, that where the button used to be, and it was a big button, it was lighter, but it was still a yellowy colour. So it's just a darker shade than it used to be. So I can't set the time for the clock radio. Got to work out a 3D print for that to change the to add a dial to it. So I think we'll come back to this at a later date.
Case in the US state of Georgia. There's an awful lot of people who've entered Donald Trump's orbit and then found themselves entangled in the law.
Quite like that though.
Do you regret
That's it.
your time getting
Another one fixed. Another one that's going to see a little bit more work behind the scenes, and we'll come to that, back to that when it's a little bit more restored and fully functional.
With respect to the plea in Georgia,
that's it for today.
To be very clear,
another one that didn't take too long.
I agreed to simply,
I'm going to thank everybody that's been watching.
Called upon to testify, and
I'm going to go and grab a cup of coffee.
Of 36 days from the date that plea was entered,
I'm going to turn off the politics, and I'm going to wish you all goodbye. Everybody take care, and I shall catch you again on Thursday when I've got at least one Game Boy, because it's down there, and potentially a second one to fix, and that might take a bit longer, a bit more to fix on that day. So I'm going to wish you all a good day, take care, and look after yourself.